cut out all my pieces. What I'll do is a few close-up shots of the differences that I did so that I could sew some of this on my sewing machine and some by hand, but probably I'd say 50-50, just to see if it works. I'll show you what I do.
Pattern by Creative Owl. I've put a link in the description area.
Right, for these two big pieces, this piece of the pattern was just one piece, and basically, and the zip goes there. So I've cut it in half like that. I haven't punched the holes down here because but I did across here, so I'll hand stitch the little tag things here and then machine stitch down, and that's on both sides. And I'm preparing for the pocket that goes here, but I'll just remove that for the moment so you can see these pieces. So I've cut them out like that. I like to use a double-ended zip so that it can actually come totally apart, and then it's super easy to put back together when you've finished sewing it. I'm not fighting trying to get it on with the teeth in the same spot. Look at me there fighting to get it on, but you know, a double-ended zip is always easier to get the pieces on. And I really like the fact that it's got the green zip, the brown zipper bit there that match. So I will actually stitch that on, use the sewing machine to stitch this on. Sew that up there. But when you see this, I can put that there and I can put that there. So it goes like that, then that will go like that. And I'll make it all nice and even. That's not even, of course. Nice and even, so they're exactly the same as the pattern there. Now, because that's open, how's that going to work? So what I did was, this is the back bit that will go underneath this bit once the zip's in. So all I did was I made another couple of pieces like that. So this bit, so once I've sewn the zip in, I will actually just hand stitch that across here, and I do have another one for this end. So I punch the holes across here, so I'll hand stitch that across here. That will hide that broken bit, and then when it comes to sewing this bit on the back, that's when I will stitch up and around here. So you won't see anything, any of this sort of broken bit. Right, and the next thing I did, because I want to actually be able to sew this bit to the bottom bit, what I'll do is once the zip's in, and I will actually open the zip right up and take the two pieces apart, because I'll be able to do, I won't have these sewn on, of course. That won't be till I put it back together again. It'll be just sew the zip on, pull it apart, undo the zip, pull it apart. Then I can sew it on to the base part here. I think it actually goes that way on top. And then I can bring that there. Sew it on to the base part here. Then I can just sew straight across there, nice and easy, so that I know that I'm getting all the holes exact. I have actually punched one hole in on each side, one hole in on each side, and that's on each of these, so I know exactly where to match it. I will use a thin double-sided tape so I get it exactly straight, put it on there, take it to the machine and sew it. Right, before I actually do that bit, I will actually sew this bit on, but I'll do it on the inside. I have extra holes because I want to put some feet on this, so that will actually go, I'll put that on the inside. And again, I have done the corner holes, three corner holes, so I know exactly where it matches. My needle will go into each of those holes. I'll sort of like draw a line across here and around here to follow on the sewing machine so I get it right. Then I can actually punch the holes through to the second layer for the feet. So that will go there and that will go there. I suppose before I attach that to that, I will actually do this zip. I actually have a double-ended zip for this. I really like double-ended zips. I just find them stronger, wider here, so it's easier to add. I haven't cut this hole wide enough for this double-ended zip, so I'm actually going to have to extend it a little bit round here, cut down, make it a little bit wider so that that zip function nicely down there. So I'll do that first and add the pocket to it as well, which will go on the other side, which will be that. So once I've done the zip, I'll add the pocket, which is just sew up, around and down. I won't sew across there because when I go to sew that on, it'll be across there. Of course it's on the other side, not on this front side. So I'm really pleased with that. So that is what I really want to get done. These are the bits that come down here, which have the D-rings on, and I do have them somewhere here. Here they are. Well, they're not D-rings, these are keepers, I think they're called. Put that there. And so I will hand stitch that on there in place, and then depending I will actually stitch that down and around. I didn't do a curve around here, I did it block like, because most of what I'm going to do will be block like. I have done the corner holes, and I've done one hole here, so that goes there. Nope, it goes that side. That's how I know. So that's how I know I can get it right. So there's a hole there, and that goes there. That one goes there. And then we have another one which will go there, right beside the zip, so the pocket will go in here. And then I do have my handles, which I can get done as well. They will actually join onto that bit here. So I've still got a fair bit to do. These are the other pieces, the side pieces. I've cut them all out. Those are those bits that go on the end. They join on here. I've got the D-ring bits which go onto here. I'll hand stitch those on. I'll hand stitch those on, hand stitch these on. Pretty much it's the bits that take forever when you're hand sewing that I'm trying to do on the sewing machine. So it'd be interesting to see if it turns out. But my next step, of course, before I do anything, is to do all my edges, and that's a day's work in itself.